Hello everybody, I'm Jesse on. Welcome back to Museum Madness. I believe we've only got these two left in the Hall of American History. So let's get to the Salem witch trials. This will be fun. It's weird that they put this one in here at all. Salem Village, Massachusetts Bay Colony, circa 1690. Salem Village was a community of about 500 Puritans. Puritans started coming to America in the 1620s. Their religion stressed hard work and simple dress. They did not tolerate frivolous behavior. Salem Village became the setting for one of the most unfortunate episodes in the early American history. In 1692, several young girls began acting strangely. They screamed for no reason, threw themselves on the floor, and claimed that they saw visions or specters. People of Salem became convinced that the girls were the victims of witches. Several people were brought to trial and punished based solely on the girls' testimony that they saw specters. For people not about frivolous things, this sure is a bit of an opulent hall. Salem witch trials were conducted in meeting halls and churches. Often several Puritan men served as judges. They heard the evidence and decided if it was sufficient to label the accused as a witch. The judges were generally fair-minded men who tried to hear all the evidence. However, they believed in witches and feared that supernatural forces were at work in their village. So yeah, this is a weird one. I don't know why this one's even in here. I am too upset to talk now. Speak to the other girls first, and then I can tell you my side of the story. Sarah Good is a witch, we know it. How can you be sure? She summoned specters to appear before our eyes, not once but 3 times. What were these specters she summoned? First she made ferocious animals appear in the hillside on a moonlit night. We were all afraid. Then she made a rainbow appear out of thin air in my bedroom. Finally, she made a witch appear in the barn. We ran away before the witch could capture us. Can you prove any of these things? We saw them with our own eyes. We had to tell the elders to save the village. Speak to the girls and they will tell you what you need to know. I am innocent. I saw the specters too, but I had nothing to do with creating them. You actually saw the specters? This is getting very weird. Yes, they appeared from nowhere, but as I am innocent, I was as frightened as the others. I think we should have a look at the places where these specters appeared. Maybe I can figure out what's going on. You sure you weren't watching Saturday Night Horror Show? Never mind, I forgot. You won't have TV for another 250 years. Perhaps we should go to the 3 locations to see the specters for ourselves. I will unlock the door so we can all leave. Specters were often seen in dimly lit woods and fields. Salem Village was attacked by Indians several times. Wild animals roamed in the forest. These things made the villagers, especially children, afraid of the forest. Their fears sometimes made them see things that were not really there. This is where we saw Sarah cause the specters of animals to appear in the hillside. It was a moonlit night just like this one. We were walking home and Sarah began to talk about animals she had seen in the woods. Suddenly the specters appeared. They were specters for certain. They appeared among the trees and rocks, but were larger and more frightening than real beasts. We were all frightened and screamed. The shapes of the ferocious animals were clearly outlined in the hillside. Sarah must have caused them to appear. How else could they get there? I was here with the other girls and I was talking about the animals I have seen in the woods. There are many animals nearby. Suddenly, someone screamed, and when I looked up, I saw the shapes of animals in the hillside, but I did not create them. You must believe me, the other girls ran away and hid in the barn. According to the girls, this is where the specter appeared. The hillside is known to the villagers as an evil place. If a specter were to appear, it would be in this place. The girls can tell you more. Oh, you mean like this thing? That is a strange lamp you possess. I have not seen anything like it before. You will in about 250 years. It casts light over a distance. If we didn't know better, we would think it was witchcraft. Such things are evil. If it does not work as you say, we may have to try you as well as Sarah. This flashlight is not witchcraft. It is just craftsmanship and science. Maybe I can throw some light on this subject and prove that all this specter stuff is just speculation. Try your lamp if you must, but if it is unsuccessful, it is you who will be on trial next. I missed it. I'm sure there's something in the hillside. I better get rid of these Puritan judges will have me on trial next. Anything, remember the saying that anything sufficiently advanced scientifically is no different than magic. I definitely just missed over his line that I don't want to hang around any longer than usual. There it is, just as I thought. The animals in the hillside are just shadows caused by trees and rocks. It's a trick played by light and definitely not a specter. You're correct, but what about the other images in the hillside? They could be specters. No. There's another one. It too is not a specter. This lamp you possess is truly marvelous and you are very brave. If you'd seen Revenge of the Zombies 13 times like I did, you wouldn't be afraid of a few shadows in the dark either. Why don't we move on and take care of the third one? I think that takes care of all the so-called specters. I hope you won't jump to conclusions next time. You are correct. The specters were just outlines in the trees and rocks. Girls were mistaken about the specters here, but they could not have been wrong about all three occurrences. That is correct. This does not explain the other specters. Shall we proceed to those locations? I'm game. Let's get this show on the road. It's funny how, like, you show off the, you show how everything was scientifically, could be explained, but, nobody was there to do that in the real one. In 1692, people did not understand many of the simple processes of nature. They attributed unnatural occurrences to supernatural forces beyond their understanding. When something unusual occurred, it was often explained as the work of evil. This was especially likely if the event was counter to their teachings and that life should be austere and serious. What is the thing behind this one? Okay. So the exhibit showed these specters can be explained scientifically, but the virus wiped out the software that contains the proof. Unless you show the specters that the specters are not, unless you show the judges that the specters are not real, Sarah will be hanged. We were speaking with Sarah of how there are few colors in our gowns or the decorations of our houses. Puritan tradition demands we dress simply. Colorful garments and decorations are frivolous. That's when it happened. Sarah said she liked colors and wished for more colorful things. At that moment, a rainbow appeared on the wall. Sarah must have caused it. How else could it have happened? We were talking about colors and suddenly a rainbow appeared on the side of the room on the wall. I don't know how it got there, it just appeared. This is where the second specter appeared. Girls can report what they saw. Careful with that, it's my mother's crystal vase. She usually keeps it on the dresser, but I moved it this morning when I was cleaning. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, I think. Let's get some light in here. Look, there's the specter again. I told you Sarah made it appear. She's a witch. Hold your hats. I made the rainbow appear. It's not a specter, but it is a spectrum. The light from the window bounces off the mirror and passes through the vase. Light is broken into the colors of the rainbow. It happens whenever light passes through certain types of crystal. Anyone can make it happen, even you. That seems harmless enough. It is obvious that Sarah did not cause this rainbow and that the rainbow is no specter. This rainbow is no evidence that Sarah is a witch. Great, I'm on a roll. Many witches were accused of creating specters in the shadows of the night or in dimly lit buildings. Although the specters were only seen by a single person or a few people, they could be used as evidence against somebody accused of being a witch. This made it very difficult for accused witches to defend themselves. The only defense was to prove that the accusers were mistaken or lying. I wasn't paying attention to the other girls. They were already frightened of me because of the other specters. I was just adjusting the lamps, trying to make more light, when suddenly the girls started screaming. What happened then? We all ran out of the barn. That's it? You were adjusting the lamps, the girls screamed, and you all ran out? That was all. I remember exactly what happened. We were talking to Sarah about how scary the barn is at night. Suddenly someone screamed. There it was on the wall, the specter of a witch. We were so frightened that we could not move. Only Sarah remained calm. She did not scream or run away. She must have caused the witch to appear. This specter is the most damaging of all. If Sarah can call a witch into her presence, then she must surely be a witch herself. Girls are sure they saw the specter of a witch on the wall of this barn, unless you can show they were wrong. Sarah must be found guilty. We got like a little mess with the lamp a bit here. The witch has reappeared! He too is a witch! That's weird. The shadows are really weird on that one. I'm not really seeing how they get created there, but they're pretty distorted. Take a closer look. It's just the shadows on the wall caused by the lamps. It looks a little like the witch my sister puts in the window at Halloween, though. Shadows are frightening, but this is not the specter of a witch. This shows what can happen if we let our fears take over from our common sense. This was clearly not a specter, and Sarah should not be convicted because of it. But what is this Halloween of which you speak? You know, it's in October when children dress up like, hey, I better quit while I'm ahead. On second thought, it's nothing. Forget I say anything. Sarah is free to go. We are sorry you were accused, Sarah. The girls were frightened. I think they meant no harm. I understand. I hope we have learned a valuable lesson. I know I did. Never mess with scared folks. They jump to too many conclusions. I think it's time we headed back to the main hall for some R&R. I hope there's a vending machine in there. I'd like to conjure up the specter of a little snack. Let me grab myself a drink here. That's a good drink. One left in the American History Hall. That's actually pretty good timing on that. This is Transcontinental Railroad. One of my favorites because I like the Twains. Yay, Twains! In 1860, the eastern portion of the United States was covered with more than 30,000 miles of railroads. However, almost no tracks exist west of the Mississippi River. In 1862, President Lincoln signed the Pacific Railroad Act that set in motion a competition between two companies to build a railroad that stretched from Omaha, Nebraska to Sacramento, California. The two companies started at opposite ends of the country and met on a lonely stretch of desert at Promontory Point, Utah, on May 10, 1869. Ah yes, one of the few actual, nice things about living in Utah. We've got lots of train history. The Central Pacific Railroad Company began work on August 8, 1863. Its task was to build 690 miles of track beginning in Sacramento, California. The Central Pacific faced the challenge of the steep Sierra Nevada mountains, bitter winter snows, and the challenge of tunneling through solid granite on its way to Promontory Point, Utah. Hello, you must be the expert railroad engineer that I've been expecting. We need your help. You must restore the Central Pacific route map before the Union Pacific reaches Promontory Point. The railroad will be built as you finish the map. Whichever company gets to Utah first will win the Golden Spike. I'm no engineer, but this sounds like it could be fun. Once I had a model railroad set, so I guess I qualify. Central Pacific Railroad must increase efforts to reach Promontory Point. Stop. There's a fucking period in the telegram. Essential that both Union Pacific and CP arrive no later than May 10th, 1869. Stop. The first company to arrive will be awarded Golden Spike. So we'll go over here. Beginning on July 10, 1865, Union Pacific Railroad set out from the east to meet the Central Pacific at Promontory Point, Utah. The Union Pacific route cut through the Great Plains and straight through the territory of the Sioux and other Indian tribes. On its 1086-mile course, the Union Pacific laid more than 6 million ties and averaged about 2 miles of track per day. The lack of trees for ties, combined with Indian raids, poor survey information, and short supply of laborers due to the Civil War, made the Union Pacific task a formidable one. Hello, I've been expecting you. You're the engineer from New York City. Central Pacific is about to start laying the track across the Sierra toward Promontory Point, Utah. We cannot let win the Golden Spike for completing the track first. I love a good challenge. This Golden Spike sounds like it might be interesting. So basically, we just choose which one we want to go with. I'm probably going to go with the Central Pacific. Yeah, Telegram says basically the same thing. I'm going to go with the Central Pacific. I'm more familiar with the West anyway. But yeah, it doesn't actually matter to me because I live in Utah right in the middle. So, I'm just going to pick this one. You signed up before we get started. Are you going to help us? All you have to do is assemble a map by exchanging pieces. First select one piece, then another. The two will exchange positions. Keep going until the map is finished. Seems simple. Wish we could get the lawn mowed that easily. One more thing. We must reach Promontory Point by May 10th, 1869. Calendar on the wall will keep track of the time. We know the Union Pacific will be on schedule. We must complete our work by then. Let's go. So this is an interesting one. It's the map, switch swap places map puzzle. But they also sometimes will interrupt with events that happen. It's kind of an interesting take on it. You have no time to lose. Union Pacific has begun to make progress. Must start assembling the map right away. Yes, sir. Mr. Stanford sure is in a hurry. I better get going before he blows the gasket. Alright, can I actually do it now? Yep, alright. Put those there. That goes there. And let's see what else we do. Unless, of course, I do it way too fast. And we don't get any events. Already done. Usually there's some events, but I guess I was too fast. We did it! We bit the Union Pacific to Promontory Point. I knew you were the best engineer we could find. Thanks, it was a tough job, but someone had to do it. Besides, I thought you might blow your cool if we didn't make it. Oh, we just sit back and watch the Twains go by. Yay, Twains! No, I make fun of it. I actually do like trains a lot. My dad likes them more than me. He's way into them. Sometimes we'll just go on vacation and we'll find ourselves at the, we'll go to train places, train museums, actual trains. Probably just, I got my love of trains from him. Played quite a few train games too. As a kid, played a lot of Railroad Tycoon. I have a telegram from President Grant. May 10th, 1869, from Ulysses S. Grant, President of the United States, to the Honorable Leland Stanford, care of Central Pacific Railroad Company, Promontory Point, Utah Territory. Congratulations, you have achieved the impossible. This great nation is now truly united from sea to shining sea. Give my compliments to your brave crew and that of your worthy opponent. The Golden Spike is yours. The honor is yours. Hit that Golden Spike in. Pretty sure they took that out probably immediately, just because gold is too soft, and just kept it as a memorial. Alright, so that one was a lot shorter than I thought it was. Usually they're events, but when you play the game and you're fucking 15 years older than the target audience, then yeah, you're probably going to be a little bit faster. Let's go from the back to the front again. Start with the Hall of Dinosaurs. Do the Hall of Dinosaurs. That might take us about 10 minutes. We'll call that episode good there. Another big drink. Dinosaurs were first discovered in the 1820s. Since then, their remains have been found on every continent. They were the largest creatures to ever live on land, and they dominated the Earth for more than 150 million years. This is some computer lab. I don't know what they do here, but it sure looks important. Maybe it's some type of government work. The study of dinosaurs has proceeded for over 150 years. Many scientists have spent their lifetimes excavating dinosaur fossils and assembling them into models of these ancient beasts. The National Museum has made an amazing breakthrough that enables paleontologists to assemble a dinosaur skeleton almost instantaneously. The Dinosaur Reconstruction Computer, DRC, uses the latest computer technology to assemble a dinosaur within a few minutes. This computer is on display here for everyone to see. The program that builds the dinosaur skeletons in the Dinosaur Reconstruction Computer has been wrecked by the museum-wide virus. The program has continued to function, but with the wrong data. The dinosaur skeletons it built are completely corrupted. You must rebuild the skeletons for each display to correct the corrupted data. I think you're lying. Let's go take a look. Oh my. This dinosaur skeleton doesn't look quite right. It looks a little jumbled to me. Tyrannosaurus rex. This flesh-eating dinosaur from the Cretaceous period stood more than 15 feet or 5 meters tall. It weighed as much as 7 tons and was the largest of the carnivorous dinosaurs. T-Rex remains have been found in North America and Asia. Although a tyrant lizard may have been more of a scavenger than a hunter, it's still one of the most popular dinosaurs among young and old. Tyrannosaurus was noted for its large head, thick tail, and very short forelimbs. Another mixed-up dinosaur skeleton. This one looks like the Hunchback of Jurassic Park. Iguanodon. This large dinosaur walked upright on its 2 feet. It had large, strong legs and medium-sized forelimbs. This was the second dinosaur to be given a name. It lived in the early Cretaceous period about 100 million years ago. Iguanodon was about 15 feet tall. I'm not sure what the computer monitor does. It might take us back to the front room, but I'm not sure. This doesn't look like any dinosaur I've ever seen. Its tail doesn't match the rest of its body and head. Brachiosaurus. This giant from the Jurassic period weighed in over 80 tons, stood 45 feet tall, and measured 91 feet from head to tail. It ate enormous quantities of plants daily to sustain its body weight. It was able to reach high in the treetops with its long neck. Brachiosaurus may have been the largest land animal ever to roam the earth, but new discoveries may uncover even larger dinosaurs. I believe there's just one more here. That's a weird looking beast. I know dinosaurs were big and ugly, but this is ridiculous. Diplodocus. This sauropod roamed the Jurassic swamps, eating tons of plants each day. It was a close relative of the Brachiosaurus and lived during the same time period. It was known for its extremely long tail and neck. The Diplodocus was also known for the size of its feet. They were very small for such a large animal. If we look here, yeah, it just takes us back to the main room. Beep 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 beep. This is a dinosaur bone assembly program. Why not try the controls and take this thing for a spin around the old boneyard? Yep, looks okay to me. The skeletal reconstruction does not match existing data records for this dinosaur species. The skeleton will be disassembled. So let's see. Well, let's pick something we know. Oh wait, Stegosaurus. Apparently we missed one. I just want to see what these things would look like if they put the skin on them on these, because these are great. I know some dinosaurs looked odd, but that tail and those arms don't quite make it. Oh, we've actually got quite a few. There's a lot in this one. Triceratops. This is the dinosaur with the three-horned face. It moved across the Cretaceous landscape in herds and probably cared for its young long after they were born. Its short, stout body, bony face structure, and thick tail made it a formidable enemy, although the Triceratops was a plant eater. Another impossible beast. I better do something before this boneyard really gets out of hand. Yep, that's all of them then. The last one, Stegosaurus. There's no mistaking this dinosaur. The two rows of large plates along its back make it stand out in the crowd. Its head was small and its legs were short and stout. Here's its handle, here's its spout. The Stegosaurus measured 20 to 30 feet long. Although it is usually pictured with its plates facing upward, some scientists now believe that they actually point sideways. Alright, so now we can actually go about building this. So I was, let's see here. Yeah. So I was like, I was talking about some good old whatchamacallit, some trains. Trains were definitely something I enjoy. I play a lot of train games as well. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Hind legs are wrong. Try that one. Yeah, there it is. And it slows down as it warps everything in. Blurp blurp. Next, Brachiosaurus. Let's do a different, easier one. Alright, Triceratops. We got the right head on it anyway. Forelimbs. Is that it? Tail. I don't know. Try it? Nah, I didn't think so. It's hard to tell sometimes. Alright, let's do the Tyrannosaurus Rex. We can at least figure out what he's got. The forelimbs look about right. The body looks about right. Oops. Hey, I got it right. Diplodocus. No, that's the Iguanodon head. Let's see. Looks about right. Maybe that's the tail? Hey. They match up surprisingly well. There's a lot of guesswork as a kid. I'm surprised doing as well as I am. Brachiosaurus? It's like, I like that derpy head right there. Burp derp. Nope. Like it just crumbles into dust. Big fuck you. that one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we've only got these two choices. Oh hey, it actually it switches around. It actually changes the name up here as you change them. Nope, that's not it. I didn't think so. Actually do the Triceratops. Is that it? Nope. Let's try a different tail. Let's try the other tail. Nope, that's not it either. Oh wait, no, it's the big ol' it's the Diplodocus or whatever that has tiny arms, tiny limbs. Yeah, there it is. Yep, there's Brachiosaurus, whatever it was. Alright, that should be it. That's all of them. That was tough, but I'm glad I boned up on paleontology before I came down here. Wonder if the dinosaur exhibits are in any better shape. Maybe I should take a look. Now that's what I call a tyrant lizard. That iguanodon looks a little like my math teacher. I wonder if he can do 3-place multiplication in his little brain. I don't know what the I didn't know the Brachiosaurus was so tall. I wonder what was kept in that bump on its head. This is one long dinosaur. I bet she would make a great water slide if you could get her to stand still. Those 3 horns look dangerous. I'll bet he could play fullback for any team he wanted. The Stegosaurus was probably a nice guy, but I wouldn't want him to get mad and hit me with that tail. This is fun, but I still have work to do if I'm going to get this whole museum put back together. These guys are dynamite, but I should hustle back to the main hall and see if anything else has fallen apart. Alright. We'll call that here for now. We've finished that American History Hall, and now we're back on to back into science, natural histories. The Natural History Hall here. After that, it's just the world history. Yeah, it's world history and historical science, and that'll be it. So thanks for watching. I'm Jesse On, and I'll see you next time.